This episode is sponsored by Renaissance Inc., the best place to find all original content, music, videos, short films, podcasts, and art. Visit Renaissance.com to listen, view, consume, and license high-quality content. Renaissance.com.
An audio experience best enjoyed in stereo. The Huckleberry Show!
Welcome to the Huckleberry Show, the lifestyle and society conversation. I'm your Huckleberry, John Claborn. This episode, we're going to talk about survival mode. Now, there's different modes I go through in life, and survival mode is one of them. And now is the time for survival mode, so let's get into it. Let's go. Yes, episode number 19. We're getting up there. We're actually getting up there. So yeah, survival mode. Yeah, this episode, I mean, you know, I'm on week 3. I don't know where everybody else is at, but coronavirus for me is week 3. And I think it's important now to talk about survival mode because I mean, I normally go through different modes in my life anyway. Like I was saying, I have, like, for me, like, every other year is a different mode. So, like, last year, 2019, I was in a spending mode. I was in, you know, I had just come off of, 2019 in February was the Grammys, and they announced that I had won on the project I did in 2018. So 2019, I went all out. All my savings I had stacked up because 2018 for me was survival mode year. I was on survival mode in 2018 because the year before that, 2017, I was spending again. So 2018, I was stacking up. I was getting ready to launch my company because I launched it in September. So all 2018, I was survival mode. I was, being super, super frugal. I was watching where I was spending. I was cutting expenses, maximizing income. And so 2019, I was spending. I was starting new projects. I was trying new things. I was, I bought video gear. I shot music videos. That was the year I was spending. I saved up 2018 so I could spend in 2019. Well, turns out it's another survival mode year, just by chance, though. Just by chance. The coincidences are there, but I would have been in survival mode anyway. Like that's just my phase. This year would have been my survival mode phase anyway. So let me talk about what I mean when I get into survival mode. Now, I'm going to start with food. Because food is pretty much everybody's number one most spender. Like, that's what we spend most of our money on consistently. No matter what time of the year is food. So, for me, survival mode food means, like, when I was, doing my fitness thing and I'm bulking up, I was trying to push 2,000 calories a day. And that's not cheap. I mean, it's actually cheaper to eat 2,000 calories of clean food than it does to eat 2,000 calories of junk food. Because you're thinking, like, you go to, like, we'll say Popeye's chicken. You get a Popeye's chicken sandwich with the side. Let's say you get macaroni and cheese, right? Because damn, oh, you dip the chicken sandwich in the macaroni. Ooh. Okay, so you get all that. You get the drink. Let's say you get some sweet tea with that, because gotta top that off with the sweet tea. All right, that's like, 1,500 calories easy for that meal. I mean, you're already capped out, and that's $8. You probably $8-9 you spend on that. You're already capped out 1,500 calories almost. So, what are you spending? What are you eating? So it's easier and cheaper to eat clean 2,000 calories, but still, I cut it down though. I cut my calories down by almost like 25% when I'm on survival frugal mode, because I don't want to eat that much, and I definitely don't eat out on survival mode years. Like, you will not see me out in restaurants. You will not see me escorting girls to the salsa and beer. You will not see me doing none of that. I will be at home eating my rice and my chicken, and that's it. Like, I stay home and just eat the basics. So that's easy for me. I go and there's nothing in the stores anyway right now. I still can find chicken and rice and my yogurt and some other little things that aren't too expensive. But yeah, food, I cut it down. And especially times like now where it's like, yeah, you grab while you can. Like, every time I see chicken, I just grab chicken and put it in the freezer. And it's just like, yo, if I got 2 weeks worth of chicken and that's all I'm going to eat for 2 weeks, because you never know. The whole thing about this is that we're going into the unknown. Like, everything, we're on uncharted territory right now. Like Lewis and Clark, just wandering off into the west of the United States. Like, that's us right now. We're just wandering around in this weird economic climate, this weird pandemic. We're just kind of winging it. Like, we are literally winging it. Our government is, the world is. So it's like, it's like camping in the woods. If you're going out into the unknown, you're not just going to bring birthday cake. You got to eat like, yo, this is about to be the last nutrients I might get for the next 2-3 weeks, months even. Like, you got to eat like, yo, every bit counts. If I had to fight for my life tomorrow, would I rather have eaten birthday cake today or chicken and rice? So yeah, you got to look at things like that. So food is number one, because that fuels you. If you don't have the good food, if you don't have cheap food, if you don't have efficient food, the rest of the list isn't even going to matter. So the next one is finances, because that rolls right into it. Finances. On my survival years, like I said, my finances are low. I go through all my subscriptions. I go through my services. What don't I need? Like, Netflix? I borrow Netflix. What else? Like, I really don't do too much extra recreational stuff. So like stuff like smoking weed, I'll cut down on that. Finances, like I smoke about an eighth a week is my typical average on a light week. If I'm not sharing, if I'm not smoking out anybody, I go through about an eighth a week by myself, which isn't too bad. That's pretty low as far as smokers go. So knowing that, I don't change the actual amount of weed I smoke. I change the grade of weed I smoke. So like during the summertime, when my finances are really good, even on a survival year, I might, smoke top shelf. I'll get, give me that 35, 40 eighth top shelf. But survival years, nah, I'm back in the 20s, bro. Like, I'm $20, $25 for an eighth. Like, I don't, mid-grade, maybe even a pre-roll with some shake in it. It's not that serious right now. It's survival mode. I might even stop altogether because, I'm in Oklahoma right now. They got medical out here, and it's great. I use weed to help sleep and, because sleeping is healing, but, it's not that serious. I'm not doing too much anymore. My life isn't that fast anymore, right? We're all slowed down a little bit, so I don't need it. I brought some from Cali with me, but once this is gone, like, I'm cool. I'm cool with stopping for now. I only smoked weed because it's Cali weed. It's the best weed on the planet, second best. So it's like, that's why I smoked it. I'm not going to come out here to Oklahoma and just smoke weed just to smoke weed, whatever they got. Like, I'm sure it's not that great, so I'm cool. I'm cool with, chilling out until I get back into California weed again, if that ever happens. Who knows? So finances, maximizing income is going to be the tricky part, because that's the whole part of survival mode, is cutting finances and maximizing income. But you do what you can. What can you do? You sit around and wait for these Trump checks or whatever, or you get out there and try to hustle something. It kind of feels weird hustling right now, though, because it's like everybody is in the same spot. We all kind of furloughed. We're all kind of, everybody laid off, or everybody just closed. So it's like, do I really want to take other people's money right now? You kind of have to. It's survival mode, though. Survival of the fittest. We're going to have to start getting comfortable doing uncomfortable things pretty soon. But yeah, finances is gonna be tricky right now. So it's like, again, if it's that tight on survival mode, then I'm definitely not spending. I'm definitely saving. I'm definitely looking for maximizing income right now. So on finances, that's my survival mode. Because also on the flip side, once this all turns around, like if you're the first ones, like this is better than being there like right after the 08. This is almost as good as being right after the Great Depression, where it's like everything is low. Gas, oil, everything, stocks, companies, everything is low and slow. And you get in right now, once things start rolling on the up and up, and you're the first investor, or you just even have cash in your pockets, you could buy a house, you could get in on these cheap loans. I mean, hey, so I'm trying to get my finances in a place that puts me in a position where once things go back on the up and up, I got cash in my pockets to start buying up things and start buying assets on the cheap. So finances on survival mode is like, yeah, real slow, real decisive, no quick spending. Like you'll see me playing video games coming up pretty soon, because some of these games I already have, so that's cool. But I'm playing a couple of new games coming out, like Final Fantasy VII Remake. I mean, it's still coming out, and I mean, I'm playing that mug. We waited 10 years. I'm not letting Corona stop me. I already got my $60 set aside to get, Final Fantasy VII Remake and then stream it for you guys. So, last year when I was spending, that helped me, get set up for this. I saw this coming up, these games I wanted. I already set that money aside pre-coronavirus. So that money is not in play right now. But future games, I don't know. It might have to be on pause, where it's like, it's not a good time to be just playing video games right now. So we'll see though. In the meantime, though, got that coming up. That's going to be dope. Before we go into the next one, because I only got 4, so this is 2 out of 2, I'm going to do a music break real quick. This song is pretty dope. I did this a few years back with this dope young lady named Be My Fiasco. I thought this song was perfect because it's called Monday Morning Blues. Boy. It's called Monday Morning Blues, but check it out. It's dope. She's got a, you've already been vibing out the track. It's got a jazzy feel. It's got a little, yeah, but it's dope. Check it out. Monday Morning Blues.
Hi, Monday morning blues. I can work you out. Call me around 2. What you wanna do today? I'm yours, ooh. Baby, just say the word. I'll be there when you need me. Parked up on the curb waiting for you. Ooh, we about to get freaky. No, no, no. Oh, go, go, go. Oh. I'll be tiptoeing through your mind. Visions of my body sending chills up down your spine. I'll be tiptoeing through your mind. Don't keep me waiting, I'll be waiting. Wanna waste my time. I can be your 9 to 5 work me, baby. I put in that overtime if you let me. Let me. You ain't coming in today, you'll be late. My 401k, keep you paid. Save room for my love on the weekends. Work you out like Kanye. I'll even work holidays with no pay. Ooh, where you gonna beat the fire? Ooh, keep taking your time. Hop in the car, we gotta go. No hidden option. Tell him you go, you're working from home. And who's gonna stop you? Sending chills up down your spine. I'll be tiptoeing through your mind. Don't keep me waiting, I'll be waiting. Wanna waste my time. I can be your 9 to 5 work me, baby. I put in that overtime if you let me. Let me. me, baby, put that overtime on. You let me work on you, work on you. Work on you, work on you.
Visions on my body, sending visions on my body, sending visions on my body, sending chills all down your spine. Visions on my body, sending visions on my body, sending visions on my body, sending chills all down your spine. Visions on my body, sending visions on my body, sending visions on my body, sending chills all down your spine. Visions on my body, sending visions on my body, sending visions on my body, sending chills all down your spine.
I can be your 9 to 5.
Hey. Yeah, that song's dope. Love that song. It's called Monday Morning Blues by Be My Fiasco. That's her name. Her name is Be My Fiasco. So check the song out. It's off an album she put out. It came out 2016. Forgive me if I forget the album. Link is in the description though, so be sure to check that out. Alright, so moving on. Next item on the list, we got health. So in survival mode, I think health is super important because when I'm spending, I'm not thinking about my health. I'm barely brushing my teeth every day. I'm running around on this grand adventure I had thought up and spending my money and running around doing it. So I'm less concerned about health while I'm running around on my spending years. And in survival mode, I focus more on my health because things are slower. I can focus more on it. I can take my time with it. I'm not as busy. So if I got to go do something, you know, it's nothing to go take off time to go work on my health. So as of now, like I have my wisdom tooth. That's my main health focus on me right now. Is I was born with 3. I got 1 removed a while back. So I got 2 left. And I got 1 on the top. That one's fully grown. He's chill. The one on the bottom left though, he's been going through it the last couple of years. My hustle year in 2019, he was cracked. He got some holes in him. I don't know if it got a little decay in there. So there's not much actually left of the tooth. Like it's all cracked and it's been coming out over the years. So I'm needing to go get that taken out. But it's crazy because right now during this whole thing, coronavirus, it's, you know, everything's shut down. Dentists are not as available. So I'm almost having to wait like a week, 2 weeks to see somebody to get this tooth out. And it's like, you know, it was an emergency at one point, and I got some antibiotics. Thank God it's not an emergency now, but man, like, this is how people die and stuff like this. Like, if you really had an emergency, like, if your tooth was really bad, like a week ago, and you really had to get in there and get that pulled or see somebody or get some oral surgery, like, you're risking waiting. And while you wait, you're risking infection, and you can't play with your mouth. I mean, you get an infection in your mouth, that goes right to your brain. That goes right to your heart. So, yeah, that stuff, that's how people die is, you know, doctors, everybody else being unavailable, and you got a real emergency going on. So, it's real important to pay attention to your health in times like this because, yeah, if things aren't available, you want to catch things early. If you got a little pain here, or you feel something coming on, like, boom, jump on it right away because, yeah, you're going to wait. People aren't going to be available. Drugs aren't going to be available. So right now in survival mode for me, it's real important to watch my health. I'm going to get this tooth taken care of ASAP. My family has been taking great care of me. Shout out to my baby sister. She hates it when I call her that, but I don't care. Baby sister took care of me, drove me to the dentist, and, you know, made sure the appointment was there. So shout out to the fam for looking out. And yeah, so it's important to look out for each other. Make sure you're also looking for your other people's health too, making sure they take care of themselves. The next one on the list, and the last one, is business. So, I mean, business. I mean, things are shutting down. My business, for instance. So, take Renaissance for example. We got merch, we got music, videos, podcasts. Let me read the best place to find all original content: music, videos, short films, podcasts, and art. We got all that, right? So, but at the same time, it requires other businesses. It requires other people to keep the gears going. So, for instance, Printful. I use Printful. Shout out to Printful. I'll shout them out because they've been handling my merch so far spectacular. Like, the shirts have been coming out great. Everybody's been getting their orders. It's been excellent. But I mean, they sent their employees home. They closed the factory down. Their warehouse is closed. So at the moment, please don't go on the website till I fix it and buy any merch, because Printful is shut down. They're not making shirts. They're a print on demand, meaning I don't have like a pile of shirts, and when people order it, I stick it in an envelope. It's more like when you order a shirt, I go cool, and then I get on Printful's website and I order the shirt through my company, through my merch orders, and say, hey, somebody ordered one of my shirts, send it here, this size, that's the address, go. So they print it and ship it almost like in the same process. So I don't have a stockpile of shirts. If you buy a shirt, I got no shirts. If they're not printing shirts, I got no shirts. So merch is dead right now. Even though I'm just online, I can ship worldwide. My merch is dead because Printful closed their doors. So little by little, Google's sending me emails. Hey, we're short-staffed. We send people home. So some of these features might not work. And I'm just like, what? So, yeah, even though I'm an online entity, some of my business features are going to have to go on survival mode until further notice, because if I can't do business with other people, some of my business is going to stop. I can't do merch. There's other things I can't do. I was going to have guests and stuff on the podcast. I might have to do something like phone them in or do that Skype thing. So that's kind of a bummer, but it was kind of cool to be able to have somebody in here with me, face to face conversating, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, business wise, there's going to be, like I said, a lot less spending going on in business. So I'm going to keep this podcast rolling as long as possible, but we'll see. It's not in my hands. If I use Libsyn is my podcast host, I record my podcast, I upload it to him, and I'm like, here, Libsyn, this is episode number 19. Blast it to everybody. And they'll take my MP3 and blast it to iTunes, Spotify, Google. Cool. But if Libsyn slows down, if Libsyn stops, that's out of my control. My podcast is done. I'm going to do my best, but please, we're all going to hold on here. But coming up, speaking of business-wise, I got fun things coming up because it is survival mode, but it's important to, like I said last week, to stay on our, educating, to stay on our play, to stay on our creative. So I got some live streaming coming up. I got most of my pieces in play. I've got my capture card coming in as of today of this recording. So I'll be able to play video games online live, which will be fun because I don't just play ordinary video games. And this is content creating and this is creativity. So this is all rolled into one. Plus we're playing. We're having fun. So if you like PlayStation 4, if you like Nintendo Switch, coming up in the next few weeks here, next few months, check it out. We will be live streaming video gameplay, having fun, talking about stuff. If we got weed left, we'll be smoking. Of course. But what else we got coming up? Music. I'll be live streaming some music coming up. I've already done a session where a lot of engineers and producers are doing these live sessions online because we can't meet in studios anymore. We can't group up anymore. Studios are closed. So we're doing the studio online. So check that out. That's been pretty fun. People have been giving me a lot of good feedback about that so far. So it's fun. It's a lot of mixing. We'll do questions and you can go watch me go through my process and how I produce music and, how things sound before and how I make them sound after. So like something like this song I'm playing right now, like what did I do exactly to this song? What was my input? What I get to see. So be on the lookout for that. We have more episodes, of course, coming up for the regular Huckleberry Show as far as lifestyle and society, because like I said, things are changing every day as far as lifestyle and society. So I guess this podcast couldn't have come at a better time, at the worst time. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. But go to the website while it's still there, thehuckleberryshow.com. Leave me a message. Let me know your survival tactics. I'm curious. I want to know how you're surviving, what you're instilling, what you've changed. The conversation is still on Instagram. Go to Instagram at Huckleberry Show. Like the pictures or not. We don't care over here. But make sure you conversate because that's where the conversation is. But most importantly, stay healthy, stay active, and stay creative. We will be here if you ever need somebody to talk to. Because like I said, it's times where we need to stay reached out. We need to stay connected online. We can't see each other. So please reach out. If you want somebody to talk to, ask questions, advice, whatever, leave me a message. I'm here. I'll be here. Next week, let's go. I'm out.